We're going to start in arm fasciasana with 2 pillows or bolsters, whatever you have. You'll take your blanket, roll it to half or to a place where the backs of your shin bones and ankles can stay supported. Come to lay your chest and torso. I'm pretty petite, so this is perfect for me. As you can see, my chest and my torso are supported. And then you'll place a block underneath your forehead, spreading the arms wide, relaxing the shoulders. Once you situate yourself, making sure that there's space for your nose and your mouth to breathe, let the arm bones and shoulders fully relax. Softening the front of the body opens up the back gate of the heart. A lot of allergies may come up, physical disturbances within the heart. The lungs are also associated with the anahata chakra. Heart centers governs our love, our empathy, our passion. So it could be love of a place, memories, people, things that are part of our life experience. So letting your jaw and your shoulders soften to feel the support of the earth underneath you. Spread your fingers wide. Rock your forehead side to side, stimulating Ajna chakra, third eye point. We'll take a few rounds of full breath here. As you inhale, notice how the side ribs, the intercostal muscles, the back body moves away from the midline, away from the spine. And then as you exhale, notice how it comes back to that central point. Again, breathing in. Notice how the backs of the lungs have more capacity to fill up, to invite new beginnings, new prana, new life. As you exhale, the exhalation expires what no longer needs to be inside of us, just like we expire and purge old food, anything that is overdue. Letting yourself nourish in this breath one more time, paying particular attention. See if you can get a full inhalation. Letting that breath now go all the way down to the lower back, armpits, side ribs, belly. Exhale out. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders now. Take a moment here. Lift your head up, moving very slowly, and come to child's pose, bringing your pillows with you. So moving back, let your belly and your chest round forward, making sure that your head is supported, and bring your one ear to the mat or to your pillows rather on one side. And sending that breath down to the sacrum, the hips. Take your time and then very slowly move your forehead to your pillow and then switch sides, bringing your opposite side, whichever ear you placed first. Go ahead and draw the opposite ear to your bolster pillow. Take your time and very slowly start to bring your forehead back to your pillow. Round your spine. Let your head arrive last, just coming back to a comfortable seat. Let your head float on top of your shoulders, and then come to a comfortable seat once you've rolled up. That might mean readjusting, sitting on a block, a bolster, whatever feels comfortable for you. We'll take a string of pranayama today to draw the energy and focus inward. I'll guide you through that. And we'll take Parjalani Mudra. So instead of taking the arms up and taking that rock overhead, you'll take your thumbs, place it just below your navel, about 2 inches down, pushing in, and then you'll clamp whatever flesh you have, holding onto as much as you can. This is to allow Shakti to move up through the spine. And then you'll pause and retain the breath as we usually do, drawing the chin to the chest down and up very slowly. This helps to stimulate Shakti, which is our energy, our raw, pure feminine energy, to move up to the spine to meet Shiva, pure consciousness. We'll let go. I'll guide you through that. You'll flip back the hands to the top of the knees, resting the forehead, floating the forehead back up, head over the shoulders. So what tends to happen is one cell, as we're born, splits into 2, into 4, into 8, and so forth. Just as Shakti splits away from Shiva when we're born, and she moves down the spine. This is where she gets lodged in the base of the spine. And Shiva remains at the top. So when we're going through our Kriya practices, we want to let Shakti merge all the way up. Now, you may have heard the term Kundalini. Kundalini wraps around Shakti, squeezing her energy and squeezing her tight. So we'll take this round of bhastrika and then we'll start to move in circular ways to release Shakti so she can direct her path back up. Bhastrika pranayama, inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils, short, quick spurts. Both the exhalation and the inhalation are magnified. You can place your hands on your belly if you'd like, interlacing your fingers, or you can leave your hands down on the top of your knees. We'll take one round of 27, breathing in part of the way. Belly pushes out. Breathe out, belly pushes in. Moving at your own pace, 27 rounds. Start to slow the breath down. Inhale, retain the breath. Thumbs point into your hips. Clamp the flesh where Shakti resides. Draw your chin to your chest, Jalandhara. Retain the breath and slowly move the chin up and down, stimulating her to rise through the spine. Draw your chin to your chest. Release the clamp, index finger and thumb to touch, resting the backs of your hands on top of your knees. Exhale the breath out and float your head on top of your shoulders. You can moisten the back of a knuckle and place that wet drop in between the brow center to let your senses draw inward. Relax your tongue, drop your tongue to the bottom half of your mouth, and then visualize a ball of light right at your base of your tailbone. Hum. Moving up your spine to your midbrain. Soft. Inhale, hum. Ball of light moves to midbrain. Exhale, soft. Ball of light moves down. Inhale, hum. Soft. Hum. Soft. Right hand, index finger, and thumb to touch right at your heart center. Ahamkara mudra, mudra of the heart. And visualizing that ball of light now moving to the place where you're piercing. That hum move right to the heart. Start to visualize right where you're touching this ball of light now filling your entire being, entire body. Let that light radiate outside of your physical body into your auric field. Let that light fill the space that you're in. Let that light fill your entire city. Country, planet, solar system, infinite universe. Put your right hand back on top of your right knee. And then press the palms to the heart. Anjali Mudra, mudra of the heart. The heart is the bridge of what is seen and what is unseen. Just as when we take this posture, it's mudra, the right hand and the left hand merge together to balance, bringing, uniting solar and lunar energy, masculine and feminine, right side, left side, Ida Pingala. If there is something that you're wanting to see manifest, just bow your head and bring that into your heart center. Also acknowledging what needs to release so you can make room. We'll chant the sound of Om. You can join me or listen. Take a deep breath to inhale. Float the backs of your hands to the top of your knees, index finger and thumb to touch. Draw your chin to your chest. You can keep the eyes at a half gaze and float your right forearm over to the right side on the ground. Stretch your left arm long by your ear. Keep your left hip bone anchored down, breathing into your side ribs, intercostal muscles. Weight of the pelvis heavy, arms light. Arms are extensions of the heart and throat. Add the Kriya Sa, the sound, pure energy, pure infinite intelligence, moving through your spine, down to your sacrum, down the side ribs, hum. Distribution of this intelligence, feel your joints, your ribs, your muscles, your fascia, spacious. Take your left hand behind your head, direct your left elbow up to the ceiling, not at the expense of losing the breath. Relax the jaw. And becoming very curious about what is opening up, what is unlocking inside of you. How can you make this posture today different? What newness can you discover in this posture? Draw your left elbow now down towards the ground, rounding forward, and then walk your hands diagonally over to the right side. You're going to feel a heaviness in the pelvis, so let your pelvis be weighted. Walk the arms diagonally to the right. And then draw your hands to center. No rush at all. Feel this lengthening of your spine, crown moving forward, tailbone moving backwards. And then draw your chin to your chest, staying very intimate. Round yourself up, stack your shoulders over your hip bones. And almost as if you're floating through water, float that left forearm over to the left side. Stretch your right bicep long by your ear. Anchor your hip bone onto the ground. Stretch breath here. Let the breath wash the right side of your ribs, right side of your hips. What can you discover that's new in this posture? Sa, sound of pure potential moving through you. Hum, feeling it distribute into every single cell of your right hand behind your head. Direct your right elbow up to the ceiling without losing the breath. And then what can you discover that's new with this shape that you're making inside of your body today? Making room for infinite expansion during this powerful time. Draw that right elbow down, round your spine. And then moving slowly, notice what you might be feeling as you move inside of your body. Muscles and tissues and ligaments and fascia and plasma, tendons. What can you connect to that's new? What is now awakening as you bring your awareness to the hands moving diagonally over to the left side. Right side of the body opening up, right pelvis heavy, right side anchoring down. Keeping the biceps long by your ears. Walk your hands now over to center. Stretch the breath one more time here. Hands moving forward, hip bones moving back. Draw your chin to your chest, slowly round up, one vertebrae at a time. Again, almost as if you are moving through water. And we'll start to move the chest forward. Observing these circular patterns starts to release Shakti. Side, back, left. And there's no rush here. So where can you discover as you take this rounding movement? Maybe you might linger a little bit more to the right. Maybe you might hover a little bit more in the back, paying attention to the shoulder blades, the back gate of the heart. Maybe as you move to the left side, you notice the right hip, right intercostal muscle. We are so sped up on the destination, takes us out of all of the miraculous events that are happening, the infinite amount of dots. You think of the destination, a quote unquote goal, as the end of life. Then you're speeding up to expire. And then go ahead and circle the opposite way. It's not something to be morbid about. It's just if we open up to these infinite amount of experiences along the way, rather than just goal-oriented, a checklist, new opportunities, new beginnings, things that we have not even thought of, because thought begins in the mind, and the mind is limited. So we use these techniques, breath work, visualization, Kriya, to connect back, to have Shakti connect with Shiva, that pure, unbound, limitless potential, so we can get out of our own way. Learning to enjoy every moment, the breath itself as luxury, unfolds more luxury for us. And then come back to a seated posture. Come up to hands and knees. You can stay very intimate, keeping the eyes closed. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Spread your palms wide. Root the knuckles of your palms into the earth. Inhale. Cute cat-cows here. Face looks up. You can keep your eyes closed. Exhale, belly pulls in. Breathing in, opening up to receive light, radiance, abundance. Breathing out, feeling that charge and connect to every cell of your body. Our bodies are designed to heal. Whether that means clearing out what no longer serves, subtle realm of emotions, of thoughts, things we cannot see, but things that we feel, things that we don't even know are there. They manifest. The unconscious becomes conscious into physical illnesses and ailments. Back to neutral spine. Take your right arm straight up to the ceiling. Big breath to inhale here. Exhale, thread the needle, right ear to the ground, right shoulder down. Walk your left fingertips this time in front of you. And keep drawing the left shoulder on top of the right. So spiraling, opening up the side ribs, ribs and heart, lungs, all associated with the heart center. And then notice where you might be gripping. Draw that left hand back underneath you. Right arm threads out. Big breath to inhale. Right hand comes down to the earth. Swoop your left arm long. Deep breath to inhale. Thread your left arm underneath your right armpit. Left ear to the mat. Walk your right fingertips forward. Keep rolling your right shoulder this time on top of your left. Relax the jaw. Breathing into the space between the shoulder blades. Then draw that right hand back underneath your right shoulder, left arm high to the ceiling. Left hand underneath your left side shoulder. Walk your hands a little in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Inhale, downward facing dog. Align your heels behind the widest part of your feet. Root well into your index fingers. Gripping the mat with your fingertips. Float your right leg high on your inhale. Kick that right heel all the way up. All 5 toes point down. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Step your right foot forward. Bend your knees. Back leg stays bent. Keep rolling that left inner thigh towards your right. Use your hands here to steady yourself up. And then float your biceps long by your ears. Bend that back knee. Send your pelvis forward. Draw your navel into your spine. And then see if you can re-lengthen. Keep working your inner thighs towards one another. Big toe mounts pressing down. Head, neck, chest, jaw relaxed. And then we'll open up to the right side, bring that left arm forward, your right arm behind you. I want to have a little protraction, retraction here. Right shoulder is retracting in towards the spine. Left arm moving forward, head, neck, chest. Breathing spaciously here. Come back to center here. Open up the mouth. Take a deep breath to inhale as you take a little bit of a back bend. Stick the tongue out of the mouth. Bring your hands forward. Find your blocks. Step that left leg to meet the right. Standing forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, generously bend your knees. Belly to the thighs. Relax the back of the head. Shake your head maybe side to side. Curl the lips. Keep working your inner thighs towards each other. Opening up the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen your spine one more time. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release the breath and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Big toe mounds pressing down to the ground. Head arrives last. Tadasana mountain pose. Just standing in your power. Keep working the inner thighs in towards one another. Roll the shoulders back, opening up the heart and chest. Let your head float freely on top of your shoulders, and then circle the arms around and up like you're breathing again for the first time, or virasana. Exhale, fold forward over your thighs. Uttanasana, standing forward, pull belly to the thighs, generous bend. Relax the back of your neck here. Keep working your inner thighs in. Inhale, lengthen your spine to a flat back. Exhale your right leg way back. Pause for a moment here. Situate. Bend your back knee. Keep rolling that inner thigh, right inner thigh towards the left, working the left inner thigh towards the right. Anchor into the big toe mounds, hands on top of your left thigh, and then use the strength of your hands to slowly stack your shoulders. So arriving where you are, float your arms in line, stacking shoulders in line with your hips. Bend that back knee generously. Work your pelvis forward so the tailbone lengthens down. Okay, connecting. Hips move forward. And then from here, see if you can lengthen that back leg. Once you've lost the breath, you're no longer in your practice. Finding that steadiness, that sthira sukhamasana. Turn your body over now to the left side. Right arm in front of you, left arm behind. And then pause here. Just situate. Keep drawing your left shoulder blade in. So retract that back shoulder. Right shoulder is protracting. It's feeling this expansion. And then notice if you're reaching forward. So stack your shoulders over your hips. Midline of the body. Centralized. Take your time as you unwind and move slowly inside the breath. Come back to high lunge. Bend your elbows, little back bend here. Stick your tongue out of your mouth. Let both hands frame your front leg. And then step back to plank pose. Pause for a moment here. You can do this with or without your knees. I'll show the modified version first. So bringing your knees straight down. Notice that my butt has not changed. I'm going to protract the shoulders, retract, protract, retract. So elbows are straight. Working my deltoids and my shoulders here for proper chaturanga. Again, just listening to your body. I'm going to show this variation coming to the full expression. So we have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the elbows moving straight back with or without your knees. Bend your elbows slowly as you lower all the way down. Chaturanga Dandasana, this is where it comes from, a protraction, retraction. Lower your forehead down. We'll take 3 baby cobras here. So keeping the hands where they are, let your inhalation move your heart open. Inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Tops of the thighs, pressing down. Head and neck, easeful. Exhale, release. This time, heart and hands come off of the earth. Inhale, press the top of the toes down. Shoulder blades work in. Exhale, release. Head, heart, hands, and feet. Inhale, lengthen. Keep working the shoulder blades in. Back of the neck is long. Firing up either sides of the body. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes underneath you. Work your shoulder blades in as you protract. Lift yourself up. Child's pose. Release the lower back. Getting very intimate. Studying yourself. Know yourself and you will know the divine. Just checking in with your breath. Inhale, wave through your spine, finding that elongation, that traction. Exhale as you lift your knees up, make your way back to downward facing dog, one breath at a time. Take your left leg straight up and back, all 5 toes point down like you're pushing into a wall. Scoop your left knee up, step forward. Left low lunge. Situate yourself, interlace your fingers, press down, bend your back knee, lift and stack your shoulders, high lunge. Keep working the inner thighs towards one another. Right arm forward, left arm back. Stay here. Maybe you lengthen that back leg, not at the expense of losing the breath. Left shoulder in, right shoulder blade, protracting, retracting. Float the biceps long by the ears, unwind. Bend your elbows, open up the heart, stick out the tongue. Both hands frame your front leg, hands to blocks, lengthening your spine. Ardha Uttanasana, moving through water, making it your own. How can you get here in a new way? Bend forward, fold forward over your thighs, standing forward, fold. Should feel delicious. Keep working the inner thighs towards one another. One more time, inhale, lengthening your spine. Receive the breath. It's a gift. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time. We need to release to rise, right? So think of when you're releasing the breath and rolling up one vertebrae. It's almost like cutting a sinking stone. You're releasing that so that way you can rise up. And circle the arms around and up. Plug your feet into the earth. Engage your thighs. Exhale, fold forward. Standing forward fold. It is a moving meditation. It is your prayer to yourself so you can connect inward and upward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Ardha. Exhale back. Left leg steps back. Left low lunge. No rush. Work the inner thigh bones in. Hands on top of your thighs. Steady the big toe mounds. Rise up, high lunge. Bend that back leg generously. Send your hips forward. Open up. Left arm forward, right arm behind you. Left arm protracts, right arm retracts. Shoulder blade working in, one working out. Steady the breath here as you revolve the axis around your spine. Unwind, keeping a little bend in that knee. High lunge. Exhale, bend the elbows. Soft cactus, stick the tongue out of the mouth. Both hands frame your front leg. No rush. Step back to plank pose, pause. Firm through the thighs. Pausing here, 8 counts. Protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. Use the breath here. Connecting to the earth. This is not about muscling through. So firing up what's moving inside you. Right? It's not a destination. If you need to lower your knees, lower your knees. Become a master of yourself, what is happening inside you. And then keeping the elbows back, with or without your knees. Strong thighs here, resist the earth. Bend the elbows straight back, lower your chest all the way down. Work your shoulder blades in as you lift your hands, thighs press down. Baby cobra. Inhale, bhujangasana, adjust the heart. Exhale back, lower the head. Heart and hands, feet pressed down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Head and neck, easeful. Tongue soft in the mouth. Exhale, release. Head, heart, hands. Inhale, send the heart forward. Relax the jaw. Firing up the right and left sides of the body. Exhale, hands down, head down, feet down. Tuck toes. Come back to child's pose. Lengthen your sacrum. Receive the breath. Saw on the inhale. Hum on the exhale. Round through the spine, stack your shoulders over your wrists, tuck your toes underneath you, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath to inhale, exhale through the mouth. And then lift that right leg up one more time. Open up your right hip, stack your right hip on top of your left, press through the ball of your foot, and bend your right heel over to the left side. Shift your weight slightly forward, maybe taking rockstar, Las Vegas pose, wild thing. Many different names for this posture. And then bringing that right hand back down to the earth. Step your right foot forward behind the right wrist. Left foot a little left. Seal the outer edge. Coming up to Parjalani. Extended side angle. Right hand to the top of that right thigh. Left arm long by the ear. Feel this sensation of the inner thighs working towards each other. Keep pressing down on the big toes. And then come to peaceful warrior. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Big breath here, opening up the side ribs. Extended side angle. Right hand to the top of that right thigh. Left arm long. Keep working the inner thighs towards each other. And then take 2 more like this on your own. How can you make this different today? How can you flow inside of yourself? How can you find a new route to the grocery store? We're going to all meet in extended side angle. Take your top hand, option to internally rotate, let that palm face backwards, taking a half bind today, still working the inner thighs. If you'd like to take the full expression of the posture, you can wrap that front arm around, taking the bind, working the shoulders back, space for the rib cage as you lengthen. Head, neck, chest, easeful. Working the inner thighs in. And then release the bind. Lengthen your front leg. Heel toe your back leg in, making sure your block is handy. Block on the outside of your baby toe. Right side baby toe. Elongate your legs. Trikonasana. 3 different heights for the blocks. Keep working your top shoulder as we stack the shoulders. Maybe bring that left hand to the heart. Direct the elbow up, opening up the side body. And then lean back. If you have a wall, you can actually take this posture against the wall. And then if you're not leaning against the wall and you have a wall, ask yourself why. different dynamics of the body, we start to understand the workings of what we need to feel, where we're poking the ribs out, where we're not pushing against the wall. Take that top hand, let your body now come to right low lunge, internally rotate that back leg, lower your back leg down, hands to the blocks, slide the blocks back by your hips, opening up the hips. Few options. Either staying upright. So these postures, one isn't better than the other. If we see someone folding forward, we're like, oh, that's the expression. They have different meanings. So staying upright, this allows for the psoas of your back leg to open up. Quadricep opens up. If you have a tight psoas, it wraps from the front all the way to the back. So this is a great option. I personally like to hang out here. Second option is to open up that front leg, opening up your right side inner thigh, come to your blocks inside. Now this shifts the weight and this shifts the dynamic. We no longer go from just opening up the hip flexor and the psoas. Now you're going into the groin of your right side. So if you know that that maybe is not a good option for you, come back to the option that you need. Third option, forearms down. Again, this is getting deeper into that left hip versus the psoas. You are taking the full expression. You can lift that back leg up. Notice if you're dropping the hip down. Extend the breath, lengthening through the body. Each posture has a different purpose. Exploring one option might feel good on one day, but watching something and then trying to emulate really takes the mechanics out of the physical anatomy, which is what we're working with for the whole practice. And then walk your hands back to center wherever you are. Step back to downward facing dog, no rush. And then checking in, svadhyaya, studying yourself. Maybe you pause here. Maybe you take a flow. You're taking a flow, an option is to come through plank, protracting, and then retracting, draw the shoulders towards one another as you lower halfway. Option chaturanga dandasana, inhale to upward facing if your body is ready. You can also take one of the 3 cobras. When we study ourselves, we're no longer ruled or contained or distracted by the outside. We become very clear, very steady. But it is a practice. We practice practicing. There is no such thing as perfection. So this path really is a lifestyle, not a destination. And then as you're ready, take that left leg straight up and back. Internally rotating thighs towards one another, arms pressing down, roll that back hip. Ability to stay with what is happening. Then that left heel over to the right side, pause, opening up step by step. That steadiness is the tapas rather than racing forward. Can you maintain where you are? Option to flow forward, stack your shoulders over your wrists, opening up, rockstar, Las Vegas pose. And if you're in wild thing, stepping your left foot behind your left wrist, spin your back heel, extended side angle, left hand, left forearm to the top of that left thigh, right arm long. And establishing that line of energy, inner thighs working towards one another. Take a flow, peaceful warrior, inhale, making it your own. Exhale, extended side angle. Going inside the breath. Taking 3 rounds on your own. Notice if you're going destination to destination. Can you extend your breath? Can you extend the inhalation? Can you lengthen your exhalation, removing what no longer needs to be inside?
Exhalation is an expiration.
It's a release of what no longer is needed. And then taking your time, take that top hand to your heart center, lengthen your front leg, heel toe your back foot in about 6 inches. Left hand to the outside of your left baby toes. Roll your right shoulder on top of your left. Utthita Trikonasana. If you have a wall, you can do this against the wall. Back body leaning against the wall. Toes against the wall. Inner thighs working towards each other. Finding that length. Or can you stay steady? It might mean readjusting. Or can you accept where you are? Accepting where you are is accepting parts of yourself. Rebend that front leg. Bring your right hand to your hip, and now take that left forearm either to that inner thigh, extending the top arm for extended side angle one more time, or you can internally rotate your top hand, taking a half bind. One more time, noticing if you're hopping in and out. Option to take the full bind, moving inside. Practicing the practice lets us go from being choppy, staccato, to being effortlessly easeful.
Connect the breath now.
The full inhalation, if you're in the full bind, release the bind. Come to the ball of your back foot. Left low lunge. Lower the back knee down. And almost as if you're moving through water, slide your hands back. A moment here. Keep rotating the inner thighs towards one another, big toes pressing down. Notice what's happening on this right leg. You might feel that sensation of the quadricep, of the hip bone opening up, navel back to the spine. If you know that your quads and your hip flexors are tight, this is an option to stay rather than stressing out both sides of the body. If you'd like to work the inner thigh, the groin muscle, very deep muscle, open up that left leg. Toes point out 45 degrees. Walk your blocks now to the inside. 3 different heights for the blocks. Keeping the pelvis level. Back of the neck is long. Again, this changes the relationship of the hips. If you're taking a full expression, bringing the forearms down to the earth, not that one is better than the other, but you're working with different dynamics. Now you're working the shoulder girdle with that right side hip flexor and your left groin. You're taking full lizard, lengthening the spine. Can you maintain each one without wanting to pop out, without popping out? Finding that tapas, that heat, that ability to stay focused and disciplined with breath by breath. Whichever variation you're in, walk your hands underneath your shoulders, step back to downward facing dog, and then check in. Pause. Taking a moment here, you get to decide. Down dog, child's pose, taking a flow that serves you today. Every posture is an opportunity to invite breath. Every breath is an opportunity to invite spaciousness. We all eventually meet in downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the earth. Slide your blocks back towards your hips. Option to take camel, which is also a heart opener. I like to take camel on my blanket. That also gives a little bit of cushion for your knees. And slide the blocks back towards your heels, working your shoulders in towards one another. Retract the shoulders. That helps to open up the shoulders.
Keep pressing the heels of your palms towards your lower back.
And root well into the tops of the toes. As you start to retract the shoulders and press the hips forward, keeping your eyes in front of you, hips are moving forward. As long as you keep that equation, hips moving forward, shoulder blades working towards one another, there's a natural back bend that starts to happen. So it's not about dumping, it's about lifting. Keep your hips moving forward. And then slowly coming out of it, rest in hero's pose, either on a block or between the heels. Just checking in with your head, your neck, your chest, heels on the outside of your hips, knees working in towards one another. Give you the option to take camel one more time. You can stay in this seated hero's pose, coming up onto your knees with or without your blanket. Keep working your shoulders, shoulder blades in towards one another, heels of your palms pressing forward and down. Hips moving forward. That shoulder blade retraction towards one another starts to automatically open up my heart. You can take one hand off. And then slowly coming back up if you've taken the variation. Again, we'll take Ahamkara mudra of the heart one more time. Left hand, index finger and thumb to touch right hand at the center of your heart. Just pausing, just feeling this downward energy move up, the upward energy move down. Even camel is considered an inversion. In space that we pierce, Vedana means to pierce. Anahata, piercing the place of the heart. It's where the jiva, our individual expression of the greater intelligence, resides. Connecting there, draw the right hand back down, the eyes closed, the jaw relaxed. Just resting for a few moments in this intimacy of silence. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Slide it behind the upper teeth. Lightly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. And draw your chin to your chest. Keep the eyes at a soft gaze as you half blink and make your way down to the earth. And giving yourself a little bit of a back release here. We'll come to a soft cactus with the arms, elbows in line with the shoulders, feet as wide as your mat. Walk your knees towards one another first. So I want you to feel this inner thigh rotation. Establish that first. Today, in this class, at this moment, where I want your pinky toes to lift off of the ground. I want you to anchor more into the big toes and just feel that dynamic. Notice if that changes how you usually approach this posture. Just that. Having the intention of the knees touching, not necessarily the knees touching. And then leave your big toes where they are. Let the knees fall, windshield wiper to the right. Let your pelvis go with you, and then turn your head, if it's not too much on your neck, over to the left side. Keep the eyes closed, gaze is soft. If you can leave your left knee where it is and anchor your right foot to the outside of that left thigh for leverage, you can bring your left inner thigh a little bit closer to the ground. And then release that right leg if it's hooked on the outside. And move slowly, as if you are in very deep water. Right? If you try to push against the waves, you'll drown. So bringing in this element of water, getting your feet back slowly, also connects us to the 80% of fluid that makes us up. If you're rushing ahead, you're out of tune, out of touch with the element of water that governs you. One more time here, focus more on internally rotating your thighs. Notice if you've already rushed ahead to the opposite side. Setting up your pelvis and your hips for success. Internally rotate those thighs. Let your pinky toes today, in this moment, in this class, come off of the earth for this particular practice. And then let your knees fall over to the left side. Guide them over to the left. Move your props out of the way if you need to. Turn your head very slowly to the right, only if your cervical spine allows. And then wait for a moment. Fascia is like tight clothing. Tight clothing covers our skin. It moves with our body. It does not move and then the body moves. Right? So establishing a relationship with our body takes time. Let your body settle in. And then from here, establish if maybe you can finagle that left pinky toe to the outside of the right thigh, not at the expense of compromising the breath, your alignment. When we work with the body not only heals, but the body is able to produce and manifest energy, spaciousness, our heart's desires more quickly because we're getting out of our way, out of our limited sensory perception. Remove that left leg slowly if it's crossed, and then slowly unwind, letting your hips, your pelvis, your lower back come onto the earth, feet back down to the earth. Let's walk the knees into the chest now, one at a time, super slowly. Hold on to the tops of your shin bones, and we'll do a classic supine twist. So stacking your hips one on top of the other, knees in line, roll over to the right side, come to full fetal position. Tuck your knees into your chest, leave your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Left knee on top of right. And then from here, unfold that left arm. It's okay if the left shoulder does not make it down to the ground. Focus more on the knees being stacked and that outer hip aligning down. Every single one of us has a unique anatomy. Tap into where our anatomy is. This affects our postures, our breathing, our experience. We're able to practice love and compassion at every moment. Bring that left hand to the top of the left shoulder, left elbow to the ceiling, left elbow now over to the right side, fetal position. Pause. Unfold yourself, coming onto your back, pausing for a moment. Realign your spine, give your shin bones a little tight press here, and then draw your knees and your body over to the left side. Come to fetal position, left side. Right knee stacks on top of left, left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Direct that right elbow. One step at a time, one breath at a time. And then establish length on the outer part of your hips, of your thighs. Where can you create room, spaciousness? Draw that right hand to the top of your right shoulder, right elbow up to the ceiling, and then direct that right elbow over to the left side, fetal position, pause. Gather your knees one more time. As you roll back onto your back, any last poses that you'd like to take, just giving yourself the opportunity to set yourself up for rest. Any way that you would like to set up today for Shavasana. So if you'd like to take Stonehenge, if you'd like to just simply drape a blanket over you, legs elevated on a block, it's completely up to you today. But let your body, once you've decided, come to a place where it can completely rest. You might peel the flesh of your buttocks away from one another and reestablish your sacrum on the ground. You might lift the shoulders up, even the back of the crown. Once you find your shavasana, let your eyes roll back into their sockets. Let the jaw relax and be smooth. Let the tongue drop into the bottom half of the mouth. And simply plug in for these next few moments. Slowly rub your thumbs over your fingertips. Invite some small movements with the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms up overhead and lengthen one side of your body longer than the other. And then lengthen the other side. Slowly start to make your way in your own time, in your own way, to right side fetal position, however you'd like to get there. And then let your head arrive last as you slowly come to a comfortable seat. And pressing the palms to the heart. Just bow your head in gratitude for the breath. Breath is connected to the heart. Breath gives us an opportunity to invite new. Every inhalation is a gift. Every exhalation is an expiration of something that no longer serves. Bowing down to the spaciousness of the heart that's filled with vast abundance of love. Let that move you through every moment of your life. Thank you so much for joining us.